Let's talk about grief. Um, I'm in a bad way right now, which is weird for me to say, um, because I'm the smiling, happy lady who's upbeat, and this is a tough time for a lot of people. I recognize that. So I want to talk about grief. Um, there's some statistic about the amount of people that die in November and December. And I feel like then we should talk about it. We should talk about what's happening and how we're moving through what's happening. Um, and I thought this a while ago because I'm coming up on the anniversary of when my dear friend Bob passed away. So, um, so it's a tough time, and I've been thinking a lot about death and grief and just what it is to mourn someone, and how my friend CJ reminds me that grief is not linear, and but I know, like, I don't know how to grieve, like that idea of what to do and how to move through it, because it just feels very overwhelming sometimes. And I thought maybe I'll talk about it at some point. And then a couple of days ago, um, I found out about Nora. And then I'm like, well, forget it. Forget everything. Because stuff like that just seems so insane and senseless. And I believe in a world of order, and I believe in purpose, and I believe that there is this light that orchestrates, and this energy that orchestrates all of the world. And I cannot wrap my brain around emotionally what to do to move through something like this. And I feel like I'm fairly familiar with grief. I feel like my childhood friend was killed when I was a freshman in college, and I just left my home and left places I knew, and then to find out about that was terrible. And I still feel sad about Jamar, but I know that with time the pain changes for me. So I feel like I think that about this, and I keep trying to remind myself of that. But I can't quite wrap my brain around it. And with Bob, it felt like that's what he wanted. He wanted to go out on his own, and that's what he wanted. And I've never felt pain like that. And sometimes it gets so overwhelming that I think, how can my heart contain this? Like, how can I contain this within myself? And now with Nora, she was just a baby. And I just think, not Nora. I mean, she she seems untouchable, and I still think that this is just something went wrong, and like I'm gonna wake up and it'll be different, and it will have been a terrible dream. But I keep waking up, and it's still... And the point is, we don't talk about grief and what it does and how it works and how it doesn't make sense. But there is this like unspoken idea of like, there's an amount of time that grief exists within. And then I judge myself all the time because it's almost been a year since Bob passed, and I still will lose it over the littlest thing. I'll see something silly, and I'll think, oh, Bob would really appreciate that. And then I'll remember, and there's this I can't get my head around Nora. So I wonder if this is the time when a lot of people are experiencing grief and going through anniversaries of people who passed or people who recently passed. What do you do? And how do you get through these times? Because I think people see people who are cheery and happy a lot of the time and think, man, that must be great that they're so happy and filled with life. But I think sometimes that we're also the people who feel intensely the hard stuff too. It all kind of comes in, and I get very overwhelmed by it. I keep thinking of Nora laughing, and now I would feel so just honored if she would laugh at something I said, or just to see her enjoy, which she most of the time was. And I just keep getting so angry. I'm so heartbroken because I don't know how the world can keep moving. I don't know how things keep spinning and people keep going through their days without Nora. Like, how are stores open? How are people on the road? How is anything happening without Nora? So, let me know how you do it. Let me know. Let me know what eases the pain. Because I think we all can use each other right now. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know how you do it. I love you all.